What's going on, good people? Welcome back to B Wayne Presents. As always, I'm your host, B Wayne. We are sponsored by Promarketize. Don't just advertise, Promarketize. I'm here today with Arista. What's up, Arista?
Hey, how you doing?
Doing very well. Thank you. You doing okay?
I'm well, thanks.
I appreciate you getting with me today. If you would, we'll go ahead and get started. Go ahead and state your name, your age, and where you're located.
My name's Arista. I'm located in North Carolina, right outside of Charlotte, and I'm 51.
All right. So you're near Charlotte. Are you from Charlotte?
No, I'm not. I
Where
work in
you?
Charlotte, but I live in Gastonia.
Okay, close enough. Gastonia is right on the outskirts. Where are you from originally? Is Gastonia where you're from originally?
Born and raised in Gastonia
All your life.
all my life.
Okay. What are some of the differences immediately between Gaston and Charlotte?
Size, size.
Okay. What about the people?
Mm, I guess, in my opinion, we're getting more like upstate. You know,
Mm,
people aren't as friendly as they used to be, but I guess a lot of people are moving down this way from upstate, and I guess we're picking up some of their habits. So we're not as friendly. We're not as friendly as we used to be in this area.
interesting. What
Yeah.
about the people? Do you think Charlotteans are friendly or not so much?
Nah, they're not. But Charlotte's a big old melting pot, so you
It
don't never
is a big old melting pot.
find.
Yeah, absolutely right. And it's been that
Yeah.
way for a while now.
Yeah, definitely.
Arista, approximately how long you been single?
Mm, I say off and on, like 14 years, off and
Okay.
on. So more off than on, you know, definitely more off than on.
So you have gotten to experience the evolution of the dating process these last 10, 15 years, right?
Definitely.
What are some of the most interesting things you've noticed about the dating process in that time?
I'm thinking back, I think social media has a lot to do with the dating world now. I mean, you can meet people from different areas, with social media that you would never meet. But as far as the change, I think people don't value each other like back in the day. Like I got married young and, stayed married for, 13, 14 years. And then you get out here in the way things are now, and it's kind of a shock, how things are. But at the end of the day, I think everybody, everybody's values have changed as well. People don't have as much value in a relationship because I guess you feel like you can just be with somebody and then drop them, and then go on to the next one. You know, I think that's a lot of the problem. But to me, social media is like the biggest downfall of dating.
Hmm. Now, what would you say to the people that would say, "Well, hey, I met my husband on social media. I met my wife on social media. I started my business on social media. I reunited and reconnected with my kids on social media." What would you say
I
to them?
don't, I don't have a problem with that. I'm just talking about as far as dating. I think dating is harder when you dealing with social media. That's my opinion.
That we got too many options due to social media, and it kind of
Exactly. And you find women are looser now. I guess, they listen to all this
mm,
music. They say it's okay to do this and do that. And
mm.
I think that's a large part of it. Women just do just as much as men. I guess it's always been that way, but it's more public now. You hear it in the music, you hear it, you know, all day, every day. So
Oh,
it's
Cardi
about
B,
choice at the end of the day.
Megan the Stallion, and Sexy Red. That's where
Yeah,
that's where they get their
yeah,
culture, their
yeah,
cues from. I
yeah.
don't know if it's always been that way or not. Whether it's always been that way or not, women used to, in my opinion, and I'll be an old head, even though I'm middle aged. I'm 47, knocking on 50. I'll be
Hmm.
48 a couple of months, right?
Yes.
back in the day, to me, even before when I was dating and before when I was watching, growing up as a kid, watching, paying attention to women, being um being loose that wasn't glorified. You know, if a woman was a freak, if a woman was nasty, then
Mhm.
nobody know that was her business and whatever dude she being freaky and nasty with. And
Yeah.
now it seems like it's being publicized and glorified, and it's like it's okay, but it's almost like because I try to be fair. It's almost like I feel like it's in a way it's in response to women being told for so long you can't be this, you can't do that. So now there's like an emancipation, and if a woman wants to be a whore, she can be a whore. And they realize now they're gonna be called whores either way, so they might as well just go ahead and do what they do, and they don't care what people think about them.
Yeah.
And
Well, make no mistake. Make no mistake. Hoes always been here. But
absolutely,
like you said, there's more public, it's more accepted now, and
hmm
if that's how you choose to move, then more power to you. But it makes it harder for somebody that might actually be looking for something.
why? How? In what way does it make it more difficult,
Well,
in your opinion?
and for me, like you date me and you think it's gonna be that I'm gonna move a certain kind of way and I'm gonna accept certain things. And I'm not. I'm not gonna accept being mistreated. I'm not gonna accept you thinking you should have X amount of women. I'm not gonna accept none of that. But you have women that will. You have women that will sleep with other women to appease a man. I'm not her. So, but society is full of 'em.
If you have heard the stuff that women have told me that they have done for the benefit of a man, it really is kind of amazing. Like they've told me some secrets, and it's astonishing. And so I've spent a lot of time since then trying to help women heal, pointing them in the right direction. Because a lot of that stuff stems from low value, self-worth, self-esteem. They get caught
Exactly.
up in a dude and he becomes their identity, and everything about the good that they see in themselves is through his eyes. And the
Mhm.
last thing they would want to do is lose him. So they're willing to do anything to appease him. And the moment you put yourself in a position to where you can't stand the thought of being without that thing, then that thing will bite you in the ass.
Yeah. Well, I definitely agree with you. And I think a lot of the situation is self-esteem. Self-esteem go a long way. And what people fail to realize, if you got self-esteem, it's a lot of things you just not gonna accept. And that's just where I'm at in life. I finally woke up and seen my value. I see my own value. So if you don't see it, that's fine. I'm not gonna spend my life trying to prove my value to you. Either you see it or you don't. And that's my whole thing about dating, is because I'm not going to allow you to treat me any kind of way. I'm just not. I'm not going to treat you any kind of way, and I'm not going to allow you to treat. But all that falls back into your self-esteem. You don't have no self-esteem, you'll take anything. Or if you can't sleep by yourself in a bed at night, you'll take anything. I sleep very well in my bed at night, because I came to understand my value. I came to understand is a piece of man is not better than no man at all. A piece of man is just that, a piece. I want a whole one. I want mine. I don't want yours. So that's just how
Let's
I
talk.
view.
Let's talk about that. Your whole man that you want. Who is he? Describe your ideal guy. Who's your person?
My idea, guy, is show up for me. What people fail to realize, what society hasn't realized as far as me as a black woman, a lot of times we have been failed by important men in our lives. And the first one is usually our father. So if you've been let down by every man in your life, it's going to be hard to really know how a man should treat you. That's something you have to learn since you didn't get it from your father. So for me, I learned what I will take from a man and what I won't. And a lot of times, if you're a woman and you self-sufficient, it's some things you just not going to take because you don't need them for finances. I'm one of them women. I need you. If my car dirty, wash my car. If you know my car need an oil change, go get an oil change. Because right now I do all that stuff myself. So it's the things that I can do for myself, but I don't want to do for myself. That's the stuff I need from you, you know. So that's the thing. I don't need a man for finances. I take care of myself. I'll be taking care of myself with you, and I'll be taking care of myself without you. So that's not what I need you for. I need you to be a partner. I need, my life is pretty good. I live a good life. I need you to add to it. I won't allow you to take from it. I just won't.
Mm.
That's how I
Understood
live.
and understood and respected. Let's talk a little bit about your interests. What do you do when you're not working? What do you do to relax? What do you do for fun? What are some of the things that you do for hobbies or that you're interested in?
Well, I'm a grandmother. Well, I'm a nana. I don't call myself a grandmother. I'm a nana. So I enjoy spending time with my grandkids. Enjoy spending time with my own kids, but I enjoy my grandkids more. But don't tell them I said that.
I don't
Yeah.
blame you. I get it.
Yeah. So, and I like to go see a live band. I like concerts. I like comedy shows. I love to travel. I try to get out the country about 3 times a year. Me and my best friend. I don't do that with a man because I'm always single. So me and my bestie, we travel 3 times a year out the country, that type of stuff. So traveling is definitely one of my top three. My grandkids is up there, and then concerts and comedy shows, that type of thing is next.
So being single for as long as you have, what do you feel are the major factors that have contributed to your singleness? I'm not like trying to put a cast any aspersions on you or make it seem like there's something wrong with you because we all go through seasons of singleness and it's very beneficial. The man I consider my mentor, Dr. Miles Monroe, he discusses singleness in a lot of his teachings, and you can find him online. He's passed away now. He's been passed away for years, but his name is Dr. Miles Monroe, and
Hmm.
he's a preacher, pastor, entrepreneur, great man of God, and he preaches and teaches on singleness. So we need
Hmm.
those seasons, and we need to embrace those seasons, and they're beneficial and positive for us. But what are some of the areas or issues or concerns that you have come across that have led to you continuing to be single when you got to the point when you felt like you were ready to step into a relationship?
What has led to my singleness? A lot of times it's trust. When you're dealing with somebody, you want to be able to trust them. Um, Trust is a big thing. How can you have a good relationship if you don't trust the person you with?
And
If I can't trust you, what do I need you for? So a lot of times it's situations of trust or being there for me when I need you. Because like I said, I don't need you for money. I need you to show up for me. And I don't think that's asking too much. Because I wouldn't ask nothing of you that you couldn't ask of me. And I think that's where society is failing, or a lot of relationships are failing, because it's not you're not you're not getting what you're putting into a relationship, if that makes sense.
so people are more self-centered, you're saying? They're not willing to put in the work that you're willing to put in. They're not
Right.
being loyal. What?
Right.
Okay. What's the remedy?
What's the remedy? I don't know. I can't tell people what their remedy is. My remedy is be trustworthy. Be the person you want to date. If you want to date somebody that run around and cheat on you all the time, then be that. If you want to date somebody that's trustworthy and loyal and is there for you when you need them, be that. So don't expect people to be something that you're not, or that you're not offering.
That's another problem. I think people want something. You got people who, like we said earlier, people who their whole identity is tied up in another individual, right? They don't want to be
Hmm.
alone. They can't deal with being alone. You have people
Hmm.
who literally do not love themselves, but expect somebody else to love them. And then when they feel the love of another individual, being able to give them something that they can't or won't or haven't been able to give to themselves, they put that person in a position of idolization.
Mhm.
They begin to idolize that individual, and that creates all kind of unhealthy practices. So first and foremost, you have people out here that don't feel the way about themselves that they should. Self-esteem, like you said, self-worth, self-value. But I think, in my opinion, it starts with love, loving yourself. What do you think?
Exactly. Exactly. And you know, we live in a society where they 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 think the white woman is the picture of everything. And when I go somewhere, I might not be the baddest in the room, but in my mind, I'm the baddest in the room. And when you walk around with that attitude, people see that. Confidence matters too. You don't want to see nobody walking around with their head down and all that. You know, I stayed on my kids. If I seen them walking around with their head down, no, pick your head up, because all of that is self-esteem. All of that is showing how you feel about yourself. But like I said, it's not vanity, it's sanity. You know, I gotta believe that I'm the baddest in this room. And I definitely might not be to other people, but to me I am. And that's all
I,
matter.
I like that. It's not vanity, it's sanity.
Yeah. It's not.
I
So
like that. I'm gonna write that down on the list. I'm gonna put that in your description box.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
So
deal breakers. Did we talk about deal breakers?
have we? Or are you
Yeah,
asking?
yeah. What are your deal breakers?
A liar, a cheater. One of my biggest pet peeves is the flip game. That's like if I ask you something, you do something that I asked you about, and you flip it back on me like it was something that I done. That's one of my biggest pet peeves. But
Oh, manipulation,
yeah, I don't like that.
gaslighting, and manipulation. Yeah,
That's like one of the worst things you can do to me is like flip something on me. If I'm asking you about something and then you flip it around on me. I do not like that at all.
right.
So that's how I view that.
Trying to play mind game.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Okay. So why are you? And I don't think I've asked this, but I'm gonna start asking this. What makes you a quality mate for a potential man?
I don't know. But my thing is, I think everybody needs different things. You
Hmm.
know, you might be dealing with somebody that needs somebody to tell them they're the greatest thing in the world every day. You know what I'm saying? You might need somebody that needs a more comforting side. You know, I can't really say. I know I try to be whatever a person needs that I deal with, within reason. Um, but I feel like I'm understanding. I feel like I'm very caring. Um, like I said, I'm self-sufficient. I don't really need you to take care of me. But in this day and age, you need somebody to have your back more than anything. So that's just me. My son will be like, "Oh my, you too soft, or he'll say stuff like that. You showing people you care too much and all that." So he always try to give me advice, but I'm gonna usually do what I want to do anyway. That's just me.
That's most of us. Nobody,
Yeah.
nobody want to be told what to do. I get it. I respect it.
Right, 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 right. So
Arista, I'm,
yeah.
I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you out of here with this. If there was one thing that you would want a potential suitor to know about you, or if any advice for young ladies out here, or people in general, something very important, meaningful to you that you would want the world to know about you, what would it be?
Well, let me say this to the young ladies. Your body is not for entertainment purposes. At the end of the day, if anybody can get it, how much is it worth? So, deal with somebody that you love and care about. That's the first thing for me as a woman. I'm just not something for you to do. That's what we're not doing. Because a lot of times if it women, we can't really, you have some that can deal with a man on a regular and not catch feelings. To me, that's almost impossible. It is for me, and I know it is for other women too, because you start getting soul ties and all that. So to me, that's what I would tell the younger women of today is your body is just not somebody's entertainment. If he's not showing you he love and care about you, then don't give him a part of you that's so valuable. Your body is so valuable. So, that's one thing. Now, what was your other question?
Anything that you talk to the young ladies, who else you want to talk to? You can talk to the men, you can talk to potential suitors, you can talk to the world, you can talk to the ladies, whoever you want to talk to. Floor is yours.
Well, that's the main point I have. I guess to a potential suitor, my biggest thing is just show up for me. That's what I'm not gonna say every black woman, but a lot of us is missing that show up for us. A lot of times we didn't have our fathers growing up, and we've been in a lot of failed relationships because nobody has showed up for us. If I need you to take me somewhere to pick up something, show up. Don't hit me with that. Can I find somebody else to do it? If I can find somebody else to do it, what I need you for? That's just how I see that. And so that's the message I would give for a potential suitor. Um, that's about all I can think of, unless you got a specific question you want to ask me.
Mm, that's fine. Dependability, reliability,
Is
availability. Show up for
exact.
the person. Show up for the
Yeah.
person that you claim means something to you and act like you mean something. Act
Right.
like she actually does mean something to you. And to the young ladies, body counts, how body counts are not cute. And y'all can feel how you want to feel about it. If
Right.
you and I'm not talking to the women who just want to be OnlyFans, how they OnlyFans and just want to live life thoughting it out for the rest of your life. I ain't talking to y'all. So miss me. Don't ignore. Like do what you do. Go on about your business. To the young
Hmm.
ladies that claim that y'all want to be married and y'all want to be in a relationship, high body counts is not a good look. I don't care how you feel about it. Now, what you did back then, that's what you did. And a real man, a traditional man, is not really going to be all that concerned about your past, except in the event that your past is for everybody, for all of us, it's an indicator on potential future actions, right? And it's not always accurate, but it's all we have to go on if we don't know you is what we assess from how you carry and conduct yourself. We want a lady. We want somebody modest. We want somebody humble. We want somebody that carries herself like a lady. And
Right.
you the more you do that, then we'll treat you as that. And if a
Right.
man's not treating you as a lady, then you need to leave that dude alone because his mentality is someplace else unless that's something else that you want. So it is what it is. Arista, thank you for your time.
Thank you.